So Brandon Bernier, 430 East 6th Avenue, here in Roselle. Again, I want to welcome our new CFO and new attorney. So I'm going to start loading you with questions immediately. I'd like an update on the Rona Bluestein situation. We've had a borough clerk on paid leave for 6 years. Our last attorney chose to lie to the public about it, did not want to give, information on what was actually being done. At some point she told us paperwork had been filed and then later retracted that. So I'd like as much as you can legally advise to the public what's going on in that situation and what you're going to do to hopefully resolve that at some point so we stop paying this woman who's been on leave for 6 years. For our CFO, I'd like an answer on when the budget is going to get presented. I know we're kind of in flux in that you just got here, but if there's an update on when we might be having that available, that would be great. I'd also like to go back to something I've talked about for a long time, is our DPW budget. Now that we have a new CFO, I'd like that to be taken a look at. In 2013, when we switched over to taking in our own garbage, our DPW budget spiked by over $500,000. And it was claimed that we somehow saved money when we brought our garbage in-house. So I'd like to know why that budget spiked by $500,000 to $1 million, and what that extra money's been going towards, and why we've not seen, $500,000 to $1 million worth of improved service out of our DPW. What Councilwoman Wilkerson brought up on that bill list, we're spending $500 to $600 a week on DPW rented uniforms. That doesn't make sense to me. The amount it would cost to buy uniforms for these folks, I can't see being more than it would that you're paying right now to rent those. If we could take a look at that, that'd be great. I'd also like to know about the process that went into appointing this new DPW superintendent. Did we put out for this position? Do we bring in people and interview? We appointed Dwayne interimly 2 years ago, or at least over a year ago. Were we searching for someone else? Was Dwayne just always the chosen candidate? Back then, did you interview candidates for this job? Did you post it, try and get someone qualified from outside of the town, inside the town? What was the process that went into this? I haven't heard of anything other than Dwayne was always the appointed candidate, and now we're just making it official. I've had outstanding OPA requests for recreation budgets for events that went on in the last year and documentation related to BugX for at least 2 months now. I keep getting extension. So if someone can find budgets for recreation events that went on, I'd like that to finally get resolved. This BugX company, yes, they do our exterminations. They also happen to now run a super PAC called Roselle Votes out of Rahway that pumped 15 grand into our last Board of Ed campaign. So I'd like an explanation on that one. The political connections on BugX are clear, and it goes beyond the pale a little bit when they have the owner of that company founding a super PAC and coming into this borough trying to swing elections with, the same dark money Democrats like to talk about coming out of super PACs with the Republicans nationally. We're now seeing it in Roselle, that, super PACs can put in as much money as they want. You don't have to fully report it. It doesn't go against the candidates' totals when it comes to ELEC violations. So I'd like an explanation on that one.
Thank you.